Welcome back, everyone, to the Tyff Talk Show. I am your host, Tiffany O. Thank you guys so much for your support. I am so blessed to feel like I can share my platform with the world, doing what I love to do, which is talk about love and relationships. And on that note, I am here with one of my favorite people and her new fiance, the Josephs. This is Sinceria Williams and her fiance, Eric Joseph. Guys, thank you so much for joining me.
You're so welcome.
So today's show is going to be about when the wait is worth it.
Mm-hmm.
When the wait is worth it. So just kind of give us a little synopsis on how you guys met.
Okay.
How did you meet? We'll get to all the other stuff because I know the inside story. We'll get to all the other stuff later, but how did you originally meet?
Well, every year they always have an Omega party on the party boat in Galveston.
Oh.
And Eric so happened to be there.
Okay.
I never go to look for guys or anything. It's just like a girl's thing that I do. So when I saw him, one of my girlfriends, she was like, "Hey, Sinceria, that guy's checking you out." So I was like, "Hey, if he's checking me out, those feet better match what he got to say to me." So I said it so quick, and as soon as it shot out my mouth, he just started walking. She was like, "Girl, you better get ready because he come." I'm like, "Oh, give me a mirror. Let me check my makeup. Do I got something in my teeth?" I was just like, and he walked over.
You know, I have to say something about that, Miss Joseph, because we live in a time now where approaching someone in person is not very common now. It's a social media thing because
right.
you can jump into a DM, you know, or poke them or wave
right.
or whatnot, and you can hide behind a lot of things like that. But I've always been a fan of a man that sees what he wants and the lion in him pursues it. You know, that lion in him pursues it. So, boom, fast forward, you guys hung out on a date. Things were, y'all were figuring some things out with each other, you know. So how many years passed before you guys met again?
Exactly 3 years. Exactly 3 years later.
The number of completion.
So 3 years later, he inboxed me. And, well, actually, no, he sent me a friend request. So by this time, with being single for 5 years, I was like, "Oh, I'm not going to answer. I know him, so I'm still not going to answer."
Okay, so pause right there. You said you've been single for 5 years.
Uh-huh.
Number of grace. So 5 years you were single. 3 years you guys were in a waiting period.
Right.
That's 8.
Yes.
New beginnings.
New beginnings.
So now that you have, I guess, opened the door to have another conversation to see where this goes, what was dating like in the interim for the both of you? I want to hear the difference from what dating was, what your experiences was in those 3 years, to how different it is now that it's like you were that puzzle, like you were that missing piece.
Okay.
Well, for me, it was exciting because I've been married for so long. I was married for 13 years before, and it was exciting. It was new. It was fun, but at the same time, it was very tumultuous because you got a lot of women that want to be in a relationship, but they don't know who they are. You know, they want something from you. They want a title, but they don't know who they are in that title.
Yeah.
And they don't know how to fulfill that role.
Come on,
So
man.
therefore, a lot of women that I wanted to be with, I couldn't be with because of that reason. So yeah, it was fun, but at the same time, it was tricky.
It ain't, and just fun ain't gonna hold the ship down.
Right.
You know what I mean? What about you?
Well, for me, I was actually scared to date. I had been married for 20 years. So to get my feet back wet, 1998 was the last time I really dated. So I'm like, oh God, everything was different. Everything was new. The guys approach you different. And like you said earlier, that DM thing was like a killer. I was like, do not DM me. I felt like that was so disrespectful because I was so traditional.
Right.
So when Eric approached me, I was like, oh God, it really like, okay, Sinceria, people are still doing this.
Right.
People are still courting.
Reassuring, yeah.
So I was like, okay, well, let me see what's going on. And what attracted me to him, he moved quick. Like, I was trying to, like, wanted to say no, but didn't say no. And he moved quick, like, let me get her now before she changed her mind. Let me let her know that I'm different. Because I don't know if you remember what you said, babe. When he did approach me, he said, it's the beginning of the night. I see you with your girls. I don't want to crowd you out. I want your number before the night over. Could I have your number? And he left me alone.
I used to love guys like that.
He just left me alone. I was like, oh, this boy ain't came back over.
And you weren't used to that because you probably thought that he was going to monopolize your time for the rest of the evening. Right.
I don't seem like a stalker.
Right.
So what it did was it put him on my mind. Because I'm like, okay, so where that cute guy at who was trying to talk to me before these lights went? I said, now where he been? Oh no, he did not come back. And it kept me on the edge.
Yeah.
And then it made me do something that I normally won't do. At the end of the night, he left me alone. He didn't come back anymore. At the end of the night, I went over to his table, which is something totally out of my comfort zone. So I went to his table, and all his boys was like, hey, say that, well, that girl. And I was like, hi.
And you probably weren't used to that either, right?
Nah, I wasn't expecting it. She just showed up over my shoulder. I was like, oh, wow.
And I was like, hi, you say your name was Eric, right? Come take a walk with me.
That was cute.
And it started.
That was shooting an arrow in the dark because being that you had been single for so long, you didn't know what to expect or what his response was going to be.
No.
And probably, I would have probably expected his response to be like, I got your number, I will just call you later on. Because you hadn't dealt with so many weasels, but it's a good thing you did do that. You did do that. So what I love about you guys' story, when you talk about he moved quick, you hear it all the time that people say, when someone knows what they want, they act on it. And that should cause some people to kind of think about a situation that they may be in, even right now, that if you're constantly asking somebody for something that you should be getting from them, and they're not acting on it, it could be a hard truth that you're not the one they want to act on it with. That's just a hard fact. So when he's moving quick, it's like, I'm not in this to waste your time. I'm not in this to waste my time.
Right.
I know what I want. I've already assessed the situation. Let's make some things shake. So your first date.
First date was kind of crazy.
No, I mean the first date after you guys have figured some things out. Y'all after 3 years.
Okay.
I want that first date.
You tell it, baby.
Well, I asked her. Well, initially, so after the 3 years were over, and she accepted my friend request, I asked her out, and she said, well, let's meet at Starbucks.
That's different, right?
Yeah,
right.
And so I was so grateful,
right,
for even the opportunity to be in her presence. I was just like, you know what, I take that,
right.
And so we met. And we talked, for how long was it?
5 hours.
Wow.
Yeah, we talked for 5 hours.
5 hours.
Yeah.
At Starbucks. The people are looking at us like, I know y'all going to buy another cup of coffee because that one cup of coffee, y'all holding up a whole table.
It was amazing.
We just dived right into each other.
Did it feel like you never left?
It feel like we never left. And we have so much in common. I think for me, I knew he was the one. I have this thing about fishing. And for him to ask me, I was waiting. I'm like, okay, I wonder if he goes fishing. Because everybody, oh, that's boring. We don't do that no more. Oh, that's too much time up. Before I even said anything, he said, oh, Sincere, I hope you like to go fishing. I'm a fisherman. And I was like, boom, boom. My heart done something. I was like, oh, God. And I was like, I love fishing. Like,
who told you?
Who talks about fishing on the first date? He just like, but God knew that was one of my heart's desires, and for him to pick it up. And I think we got super duper excited when we found out our birthday. His birthday is the day before my birthday. Mm-hmm. I was like, oh God. So it was just.
Well, honestly, I was just pouring out myself, like who I am. You know what I mean? I like fishing. I like Zydeco. I like, all that different kind of stuff. So I was just pouring that out.
And you were throwing out pieces of a puzzle, and they just so happened to fit.
Right, right. So I was super duper excited. And it's a funny little thing. My truck was cutting up. I mean, I'm telling you, ladies, just if you got a man in your presence, let him be a man.
I know that's right.
My truck was cutting up, and I was saying, oh God, he's such a gentleman, but I do not want him to walk me to my car because he's gonna hear this truck cut up when it crank up. And he was like, I'm walking to your car. And I was like, shoot, he gonna hear this car cut up. And he was like, crank the car up. I was like, I want you to leave it cranked up.
She was stalling.
So I cranked the car up, and he was like, crank it up again. I cranked it up, still embarrassed. And when I cranked it up, he was like, pop the hood, let me see what's going on.
Girl, I would have shown up and pretended, what's going on with my car? It's never happened before.
So I'm like, oh God. I say, what a man. I was like, what a man. I was like, come on, Jesus.
Ain't scared to get a little oil under his nails. Okay, y'all stay right there. We'll be right back with Journey to Joseph. Hello, everyone. I just wanted to give you guys a rendition of My Beautiful Boo-Boos by Bella, Culturally Infused Kings. And it is February, Black History Month, as the world knows it, but we all know we are celebrated every month, honey. Check me out. Check me out. So if you love my boo-boo, you can reach out to me, and I will be glad to put you in connection with Bella, Culturally Infused Kings, boo-boos, and all the African attire you would love to wear.
Hello?
Hey.
Hey, girl, what's wrong?
I'm so stressed out. We just were declined on our mortgage loan. They said our credit score is too low. It's a 615. They say we need a 620 or higher. I just don't know what to do anymore.
What? Girl, you need to call Tiana Ochoa Mortgages at 713-772-5363. They'll get it done. Our credit score was a 580 and they got us approved and closed.
Are you serious? What's their number again?
It's 713-772-5363. They've been in business for over 10 years and have strong relationships with different lenders, access to various programs, and more importantly, they work with common sense underwriters that can overcome obstacles. Call them right now, 713-772-5363. You can even visit them online and fill out an application at your convenience at TIANAOCHOAmortgages.com. Do not get discouraged. You just need the right team working with you.
This is Tiana Ochoa. We want to help you turn your dream of homeownership into a reality. Let our experienced bilingual staff help you today. Whether you're buying your first house, second, or an investment property, give us a call today, 713-772-5363.
NMLS number 844491.
I hope y'all didn't go anywhere, because if you've been watching any segment of this show, you probably glued to the station. So I am still here with the journey to the Josephs, soon to be the Josephs, and I wanted to just ask you guys a quick question, because I was recently married back in August, and I know that during the course of our engagement, when we got engaged or whatnot, I began to see a lot of relationships transition, even leading up to the actual wedding, and thereafter, there were some challenges, and you begin to wonder, like, that couldn't have been the end of that journey. How do I start this beautiful new beginning, and then something else over here ends, and then you realize, oh, that was supposed to end there, or those revelations about other relationships start coming about. So do you guys have you experienced anything where both of us, you don't have to drop names or anything like that, but just like, have you experienced people not receiving your happy now?
Oh yeah, you're gonna always get that because you're gonna always have people in your life that's meant to be there for seasons. And like for me, my single season was about 3 years, and so in my single season, a lot of people supported me. A lot of people were in my corner, and a lot of people, did a lot of things for me.
Right.
But when they find out that you're adding to your life someone that's going to be your mate,
right,
a lot of people drop off.
Right.
Some, through way of, I'm not really meaning to, but I got to respect your space.
Right.
Some just, they wishing that that was their space, and some just naturally just fall off.
Right.
But one thing I can tell you is that if you really, really, really look at the people that you have in your life and evaluate their purpose for being there, some people you might want to drop off.
I know that's right. Now he's saying take the initiative. Don't wait for it. Take the initiative. I can dig that.
Yeah.
I can dig that. What about you?
Well, for me, I too had a team Sinceria for being single, but for the most part, everybody around me knew that I was wife.
You was a wife, yeah.
All together, but I would say the war of the exes. I was expecting war to come from different angles. We'll hate a friend here. I think me and Eric had already covered the basis of, hey, we're going to protect us. This is what we're doing. We're not going to let anybody in our circle. We're not going to let anybody affect our hearts, our gestures, our facial expressions, nothing. It's just us. But you look at me, Eric, I'm going to look at you. But I think we kind of got sideswiped on the exes. Because out of nowhere, I think the proposal kind of agitated because it was,
and that was I was there for it. Literally walked in the nick of time, and I had no idea. I didn't get the inside scoop that he was going to be doing that on that day, which was supposed to be like a celebration of your annual Christmas party.
Right, for my clients.
He turned this into one of the most romantic evenings that everybody got to be a part of. Like I said, when I walked in, I was like, oh my God! And I just so happened to have my camera with me, not knowing I'd be snapping, such a beautiful moment.
Thank you.
For two beautiful people. But you said that proposal, it ignited something.
Yes, it did, because the video actually went viral. So everybody was looking, phones was popping off, and I think Eric's ex started first. She text at 7 in the morning. I was like, and then my ex made a personal phone call to me. I'm like, oh God, and people are waking up now, and it's just
stay asleep.
Go
to sleep.
Surprising to me, because I always look at things on the outskirts. Surprising to me, the people who hurted us the worst was the first to contact us.
Wow.
The next, did you notice that? I was like, wow, where did that come from?
Wow.
We're in our heel season.
Right.
You should have called me after that.
I know that's right.
So instantly, both our guards went up. We was like, whoa, let's come in, let's lock arms, let's protect us, let's go. And it's just, we're just running.
This is that Sierra found her Russell, and Russell found his Sierra.
That's something.
The upgrade. The upgrade.
Definitely.
And when and speaking of the whole dating season thing, you really grow an appreciation for somebody who get it. Yeah. Once you realize this is us, and it's almost like in the back of your mind, and you'll say it out loud, several times. Where you been?
Yeah.
Oh, I tell
you,
you always say
that. I've been waiting for you, and he's like, I've been looking for you.
We said all
We
said all
and it feels good. I like when he said, the when you guys started dating, he was excited. That feeling is like none other. Like when your phone texts. I just want it to be that person. Before I look, just let it be that person.
And
you know what I mean?
You hit the button,
yes. And you know what, Eric? I feel like that. Yeah. And maybe I've been known to be this, Tyff, you watch too many movies. And, listen, call it what you want. I feel like I can turn any fantasy into reality. You know, I feel like that shouldn't have to just be the movies when people still getting butterflies and you still excited to go on a date with your boo 3 years later. There's something to look forward to. But I do believe that's where a lot of relationships where we fail, because we become so comfortable in being monotone, where it's like, let's go back up on a hill. Go back up. You know, let's take this ride again.
Things tend to get routine, like
we tend to get routine, and it doesn't have to. Right. It doesn't have to. What are your plans to keep the fire burning? Like, y'all don't have to pour us all the tea. But what are your plans on a spiritual level to stay connected?
Well, you want to go? Or you want to go?
I mean, one of the things that we do, like right now, my church is doing a 21-day devotional. So every day we connect spiritually by doing that together. Whether it's on the phone, in person. Most of the time it's on the phone because I'm on my way to work.
Right.
But that, praying together, praying as a family.
I'm telling you.
And worshiping together.
That's key, because the enemy is on the attack for families, because, especially the head. And I know you keeping him covered, and I know he's keeping you covered. Yeah. But relationships are just being attacked like, just a cancer. Yeah. So keeping that medicine cabinet of the word is so critical.
Yes, it is.
And never, and I've been guilty of it. Never become so busy where you forget to go to that medicine cabinet. Yeah, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Right.
So what were you gonna say, buddy?
I was gonna say it's been fun connecting with Eric on different levels. First of all, I always thought I was kind of a square. This idea of this man I've even had one guy who tried to date me. He was like, the guy who you want doesn't exist. You want this fairy tale guy, and oh my God, Sinceria, he don't exist. Good luck with finding him. I was like, no, he's gonna find me.
That's right.
So ironically, he was the first person to hit like on Facebook.
How about that?
Isn't that something? But I thank God for the way that he's connected us, because we are really quirky. We goofy. You know, that goofiness. I think that's what keep us together, laughing.
I used to didn't realize, and I'm being completely honest. Some people, my close friends know that I never really valued the importance of having someone that you could laugh with until I met someone that I could laugh with. Right. Like laughing really is essential in relationships. There's people that wish they can get a laugh, together. Yeah. You know what I mean? Or people that wish that there was something that made them want to smile about their relationship. Right. So having somebody that understands that we have to keep laughter around.
The Bible says laughter is medicine for the
soul. And it really, because you feel good. You feel good afterwards. So you guys settled on a date yet?
Yes, July the 14th.
July the 14th.
Yes.
That's gonna be some fireworks going on
in
July.
Oh my God!
And if I know my friend, I'm sure she has some serious yellow brick road plans leading up. To this journey. I'm so excited for you, and I'm really excited because I was able to be on a good portion of this journey, being a part of her life where. Becoming discouraged in dating, but never losing hope. And I want to say how important that was. Yeah. She never lost hope, because we all can become discouraged, right? But that is what with Sugar Bee and I talked about last week on having that pool of friends that will be honest with you in conversations about what you doing wrong or what you're doing right, what you need to do more of, what you need to fall back on. That's one of the things that I value with she and our relationship. She had warned me on things to come before my wedding, and it sure is my name as Tiffany O. I mean, it was like she was right. It was almost like she had a future hourglass telling her, okay, Tiff, around this time, look for X, Y, and Z to happen. It was falling in place just like that. And I know, being single again, like y'all say, you know, it's some treacherous dating experiences, and it can beat you down.
Yeah,
it can beat you down. But gladly enough, you guys didn't lose hope.
No, and you know, and Tiff, I want to say this too. Even with being single, I created new friends or whatever, but I never lost insight of what I wanted. I wanted my husband. I wanted God to bless me. So I never kind of put myself in the arena of what the single people were doing. But I never had a breakdown, because you will have breakdowns. When Eric came, I was in a numbness. I had got content with, okay, but you're single right now. Sincerely, you just gotta wait. This is where I am. And I guess God had to come in and throw my feelings up in that thing, because it's not until I went to you and Daniel's, I think it was the engagement party on the boat.
The bachelor and bachelorette boat party.
Right. I had, you know, I try to keep myself out of arenas where it's a lot of singles. I just try to, you know, or coupled up things. So I remember going up to you and say, hey, Tiff, is this a couple thing? I'm by myself. Oh my God, I'm going to be on this boat for 4 hours. And you was like, you'll be fine. You'll be fine. Right. And the only thing I kept hearing was, do not act like you're single. Act like somebody is there with you. And I done the best I could, but when I was at this party for you guys celebrating your marriage and everything like this, and I went home and I had a hard cry in that car back to Houston from Galveston. I cried like a baby, and I guess God was like, okay, now I can bring him. I cried him in. So I was like, God, I'm tired of being by myself, and I saw all these people happy, and I know you meant for me to be happy. And a couple of weeks after that, that's when Eric popped up. And I guess God was like, let me go ahead and push the man God forward, because this girl's about to have a breakdown.
But what if he was waiting on that vulnerability?
He was. I think
the cry. Because we can only be strong about it for so long. And one of my friends just, you know, posted on under my post today, it's okay to not be okay. And in that moment, you weren't okay, and God was like, well, and here is where I want to bless you.
Wow. He just
you know what I mean?
On through.
And I'll be honest, listen, I knew you was the one before she probably knew you was the one, because when she was telling me, you know, your actions, I said, he's not playing with you.
No.
Didn't I tell you that?
I wasn't playing.
She told me. I was like, Tiff, this boy is.
She would be like, okay, Tiff, okay, so let me just say this, and I'm like, okay, I know that makes you nervous, but I'm good. This boy ain't playing with you. Right. You know, like, and I want to say this too, but you can attest to this, and so can you, Eric. Females, we tend to say, and I don't know if this is with guys too, but you know, I am going to go out on a limb and say yes with both genders. We believe we know what we want until what we want is in front of us, and then we realize I have been so conditioned to dealing with the other that now that I have what I've been waiting on in front of me, I can hardly even accept it and breathe. I can hardly even accept it. So you got to be careful and intentional about what you're praying for, because God will try you on it. And that's why I said patience is not something I usually pray for, because I don't want him to be like, all right, so let me see how long I'm going to wait until I give her a promotion. No, I don't know. But it does take some level of patience, especially when you're dealing with our God. You know what I mean? Because he like, look, I know you said you wanted, but there's some things, some kinks I'm trying to work out with you and him, so that when y'all do come together, it'll be perfect.
Music.
You know what? I knew I wasn't playing with her.
I knew you weren't.
I wasn't because when I met her, I knew what type of woman she was. But at the time when I met her, I wasn't quite ready to receive a woman like that, because I was still wanting to play around. So I let her go.
See, that's honesty right there. So that's honesty. I love that.
But when I contacted her, God had already taken the taste for all of that foolishness out of my mouth, and I was just ready. I was so ready for her to say, yeah, you know, to give me a chance. Yeah. And I knew I wasn't going to blow the chance.
Come on here.
And so
you didn't know it, but he knew it, honey. I know that.
So when she said yes, I was just like, yes. I don't care if it's Starbucks. I don't care if it's in the parking lot. I don't care where it's at. I'm going to show her that I want her.
Yes.
Because I knew the type of woman she was, and I knew that that's the woman that I wanted.
That you wanted. That's right. That was your rib.
Yeah.
He was, there was a missing piece to his, I can talk about this stuff all day, especially when I talk about people who are going to be honest about it. But I, on a couple of shows back, I talked about, if you know that someone is divorced, that, if she's not ready for, or you're not ready for what she's ready for, leave her alone.
Right.
And that definitely goes both ways.
Right.
That's
a hard lesson I had to learn, though.
Right. A hard lesson you had to learn, but you were willing to.
Yeah.
Thankfully, you were willing to. But we got to stop, creating more chaos for people who, I'm looking for a place of peace, and yet you know that I'm looking for peace,
right.
And you know you don't have any intention of bringing me that.
Right.
However, it doesn't stop you from pursuing me.
Exactly.
And because I'm thinking that you may potentially be the one, I'm open to it.
And waste time.
And waste of time. And one thing I know, that God ain't giving extra is time.
That's right.
That's a whole other conversation.
That's a whole other. So that means they're gonna come back. You see that? Yeah. They gonna come back, because I know this journey to Joseph is gonna be so exciting. I pray for y'all daily that God just keep y'all surrounded in His grace, beyond and touching your finances, because I already know the strains that come with that.
Yes.
But I know there's going to be an outpouring of blessings.
Yes.
And they've already started for you guys. They've already started. Well, thank you so much for joining us. What are some nuggets that you would leave for the young lady and the young man that were once in your single shoes, that are waiting and wanting it to be worth it? What's a nugget you would leave for that young lady?
The nugget that I would leave for the young lady who was once, I was once in her position, literally wait. Do not go ahead of God. You allow God to lead you, and He will bring the man to you. I did not compromise. I did not lower my standards. I don't care what nobody said. I kept my standards right where they needed to be, and I just stepped out on faith with God. And you better be ready when He comes, because this guy, I almost missed him.
Right.
Because I was so busy focused on just waiting until God was like, okay, you don't have to wait. He's here. So keep your eyes open. Stay prayed up. Do not compromise. And look straight ahead, because God have him waiting on you.
And the right one is going to level up. So you ain't got to lower him. He going to rise to the occasion, right? What about you, Eric?
Well, I would say for the guys out there, I would say, number one, know who you are. And know your limits. I would say another thing is to make sure that you're in position. So you don't want to get the woman of your dreams to come in your life, and you're not in the right position to receive her, because when she comes, she's sure of what she wants, and if you're not ready, you're gonna miss the shift. Like my wife would say, miss the shift. But not only that, you got to know who you are in God. A lot of times we get into relationships and we get into things that we're not ready for, but we don't even know God first. Because if you knew who God was and who God was in your life and what He has for your life, and you're prepared for that, and you're already in position to receive what He has for you, then when that person comes, they won't be in your way, so to speak. You guys will come and do one of the merging types of things. So I would just say, just positioning is a big thing.
That is good stuff. See, if y'all didn't pour that in your glass, you didn't deserve it. If y'all didn't pour that and seal it up and use that throughout your dating process, because nowadays people, this is free information. You didn't have to pay to go get it. This is their real life. They're not being paid to be on the show. They are literally giving these nuggets, because you don't want to see someone have to go through what you went through if they don't have to go through it. So we hope you guys enjoyed Tyff Talk Show. We are still celebrating Black History Month, and I'm in my boo-boo. So you guys enjoy the rest of your Tuesday. We'll see you back on next week at 7 p.m. on HoustonPublicAccessTV.com or on YouTube. I'm your host, Tiffany O. I have with me Sinceria Button Williams and Mr. Eric Joseph on their journey to Joseph.